The MGM Grand here on the Vegas Strip in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, for a much anticipated main event. 12 rounds in the heavyweight division, and now the time has...
Remember the double jab, double up.
This is a 12-rounder. Here's round number one. Up top with the right hand. So we're underway here, round number one. Such a distinct advantage as to who the faster guy is, Teddy, who's got the speed. How does the opponent have to deal with that?
Well, it's not just the hand speed, it's the foot speed. And as far as that goes, I think the opponent needs to cut the ring down a little bit. You know, be like a linebacker in football. Don't follow him around, but just move parallel, shrink that ring.
Oh, he just misses with that headshot. A little give and take, and here comes the left hand. He tried to nab him up top, but was unable to connect. He comes with the straight right hand. Took a shot, now he gives a left. And coming upon the halfway mark of this 3-minute round, he just missed that shot up top. The Brown Bombers' defense, is it ever good? Look at how easy he's able to block those punches.
Keep it going.
Turns over that hook, and he does damage upstairs. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Able to get rid of that one. Keeping his hands up, getting rid of his opponent's offense. 10 clicks of the talk.
Jab and throw. Throw to the body, then to the head. Then finish to the body. Yeah.
All we need is water up there.
Bucks are smart. In and out, side to side.
We don't need that. No,
You understand?
Here we go. Round two is underway. The Brown Bombers getting himself into the mix now, landing that left hand. Able to dismiss it.
Keep your head moving.
Keep working the body.
Throws a counter punch there.
Keep working the body.
Eddie, if you could only pick out a few characteristics for a fighter and apply them to them, what would they be?
Well, I think first of all would be the ability to overcome. and the ability to be dependable. Everyone looks at the neon things, the speed, the power, they're tangible. We feel comfortable with those things. We can grab onto those things. But what about the talent of somebody being able to make a choice, a hard choice, in a very dark place?
Halfway through this round. And you see what he can do when he sends that right to the head. Well-placed hook. Another huge shot comes in early on in this fight from him.
Well, he understood that his opponent, Joe, was a slow starter. He's jumping right on him, taking advantage.
Now feeling the after effects of being rocked by a huge hook to the head. A well-placed left hand up top. A little head hunting with the right. Just 10 seconds to go here in the second round. End of the round. And this is a little bit hard to take if you're sitting back at home watching this fight and saying, I just don't get it. I mean, if you want to win the fight, you have to throw punches.
Maybe he doesn't want to win the fight. See, you're taking for granted that...
What, is he scared? He's fearful?
Hey, everybody's scared. Anyone who's in that ring is scared. He's not controlling his fear. He's not taking it. And that's for people in all aspects of life, whatever they do. You have to take whatever it is that can intimidate you, and you got to put it on the side and say, okay, right now, I'm not going to let that get in the way. He's letting it get in the way.
Looks to the head. Great movement to get away from those punches. A solid uppercut by Viking Warrior.
Move your head.
That is a sharp uppercut by the Brown Bomber. Viking Warrior's able to land a good, solid left hand. Coming to the halfway point of this third round. Gets rid of that. It was intended for his head. The Brown Bombers' knowledge of the game is showing through. 3 ways to defend. One of them is to block. He did it there well. He missed with that headshot. Dismisses his opponent's headshot. See him trying to cut down that tree with a well-placed right hand. You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. That's a flush shot, banking away those body shots with the left hand. See, the defense pays off as he gets rid of that downstairs. 10 seconds remaining in this round. And the round comes to an end. Well, if anything has been learned from the first 3 rounds, that sometimes just being the busier fighter will do well for you. And that's the case right now for him as he's up 2-1 on Teddy's scorecard.
Yeah, not always landing a lot. You put it very well, Joe. Not always landing a lot, but keeping his opponent defensive and keeping him from doing what he wants to do.
Blocks that punch.
Keep working the body.
You see, he comes over the top with that right hand. A real solid shot. Able to get away from that headshot with the block.
Move your head.
Commits to the straight right. Viking Warrior's got a bad cut now that's opened up on his cheek. There's a nice left hand able to get in. Needs to improve that accuracy. Missed with the headshot. The Brown Bombers' effort has been admirable, but I don't think he's getting the results he would like to get here. He's tiring himself.
Yeah, what I think is starting to happen here, Joe, we saw him throwing a lot of punches, but not real effective punches. I'm wondering now, he's ahead right now in this part of the fight, but I'm wondering if he's getting discouraged because it didn't have the effect on his opponent he wanted it to.
And he engages in the clinch. A good block. Not hitting his mark there going upstairs.
Double up when you punch. Body.
Body shots, side to side.
Really frustrating his opponent now. Viking Warriors so defensively sound, it doesn't make for an easy target.
No, it doesn't, and it makes for a very frustrating night for his opponent. I see his opponent now, if you notice, he's getting a little tentative. He's afraid to let the punches go because when he misses, he's worried he's going to leave an opening.
The Brown Bombers proving to be elusive. Just 10 seconds to go in this round. This round is in the books, and it looks like the gas tank on this fighter may be heading towards empty here. What is this, a case of guys just not putting in the road work and the conditioning prior to a fight?
No, you got to figure he came in. His weight was good. Scales don't lie. We looked at the weight. He came in pretty good condition. I think what it is now he's starting to get broken down a little bit, physically and mentally. The other guy is starting to impose himself on him.
Swing back. Finish with the hook. Keep working that box. Keep it up.
Teddy, there are opportunities that are here for him, aren't there?
Yeah, counterpunch opportunities because he got an opponent who's walking in a little bit. Now he has a chance to start to chuck something back at him a little.
Halfway into round number 5 here. able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. Final 10 seconds of this 5th round.
Don't fight his fight. Jab and
Back underway here to live fight action. Tough fight to score. Very, very even, closely contested bout throughout.
1-2, 1-2.
Blocks that punch.
Uppercut.
Not able to land the headshot.
move.
He's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. Viking Warriors really impressing us here, defensively impressing us. I mean, it's so easy to say, wow, look at the punching, look at the power. But, Teddy, you got to appreciate what he's doing with defense.
Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons why you can say that you appreciate, you know, the aggression or the power and all these things. He can afford to be aggressive because he doesn't get hit.
Well, supposed to be fighting, but instead he's hugging. Not much action as he just ties up. Good counter punch. I loved how he moved off to the side and landed it.
Yeah, that's real smart. That's something that you teach in the gym, and you love when you see it executed.
And now just wasting everybody's time holding on. Final 10 seconds of the 6th round.
Focus.
One of those fights we're at the halfway point. I wouldn't even venture a guess as to what the scorecard should look like. And I don't know that it even matters. All I know is this. Both guys have brought their A games. Both guys have come here to fight tonight.
What you know is that it's become a real war of wills. Two stubborn guys, and they're going to continue to argue right to the end.
Protecting his head well with his guard. Brown Bombers' right hand did a nice job that time. That worked well for him. Viking Warriors giving, and a power shot lands, and all of a sudden it turns the tables.
A little slow with that jab, and he got caught the right hand.
Come on, kid, focus.
Halfway through the 7th round. Viking Warriors really doing a fine job here, Teddy. I know everybody falls in love with the clean, effective punching, but you can make an argument that he's controlling this fight right now thanks to his head movement.
Yeah, you know, it makes me think about that legendary story about the old great Willie Pep, the Will of the Wisp. There was a legend that he actually won a round without throwing a punch, just by making his opponent miss, just by ring generalship.
The Brown Bombers left, working well that time.
More punches. Nice one.
Coming towards the end of the 7th round, 10 seconds to go.
Keep circling. Don't fight. Keep fighting. Jab, jab more, jab more.
Beginning of round number 8 here. Teddy's scorecard has it in one direction.
Just go for the
Viking
head.
Warriors
Knock him
up
out.
on Teddy's scorecard. However, Teddy, I think there is some concern with him. He has taken some damage.
Yeah, it's not a day at the beach. He thought it was at the beginning, but
Come on, kid, focus.
He got rocked earlier in this fight. I don't see him changing much up, Teddy. Would you be advising him that now is time for an adjustment?
well, you have to have a plan B, maybe even a plan C when you come into it. Maybe he doesn't have one. Now, if he doesn't have one, you're not going to tell him to start changing up, because then you're basically saying, I don't know what to do, but, you know, we're in trouble.
And you can see he wanted to do that as he holds on there.
Focus, relax.
The Brown Bombers' blocking ability is doing well for him there. Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by Viking Warrior. 90 seconds to go, halfway through round 8. Tried to land that upstairs and was off the mark.
Keep that head moving.
Punch.
Watch that.
Little head hunting with the left. Viking Warriors throwing lots of punches and not many are landing. But what's that old saying? Hey, you put enough out there, something's going to stick.
Well, at least he's controlling the rhythm. He's keeping control of the pace right now. And at least when you're throwing, your opponent, for the most part, he's being handcuffed a little bit.
Last 10 seconds of the 8th round. The end to another very entertaining round in what has been a very entertaining fight. A fight where there's just bad intentions. The fight that just doesn't have the feel of a fight that's going to be a decision win for somebody. Looks like somebody's going to get stopped.
Right from the beginning, they've been fighting with desperation. Like going the decision, as you just touched on, has not been in their minds at all.
Work the body.
You're doing great.
Blocks that punch.
That's it. That's 1, 2.
The Brown Bombers using a lot of energy just by throwing so many punches, but he's not getting much out of all this effort at all.
No, he's working much too hard. That's a good point there. He's working really too hard for what he's getting done. He has to now start to educate himself, start to, place those punches in the right spots.
Halfway through the 9th round.
You're still not moving enough. Move, move!
And now just wasting away some time with that clinch.
It's okay. Pay him back. Yeah. Move your head.
Wow, is he defensively sound.
All right, let's do it.
Last 10 seconds of the 9th round. End of the round of what has been a very close and highly competitive fight. Teddy, how do you see this right now?
I see it almost dead even. And I see whoever finishes the rounds, because in these kind of tight rounds, if you finish up good, the judges remember that.
Keeping his hands up, getting way of his opponent's effort.
Keep your head moving. Back to the body.
Blocks it away.
Whoa. Move your head.
The Brown Bombers, not the kind of guy that's going to float like a butterfly at all. He's more like an elephant just camped out.
And he's getting stung by a lot of bees right now for camping out.
And we've reached the halfway point of round 10. And he's holding. This is excessive holding we're seeing here now. Viking Warriors missing the mark by a mile. That just was nowhere to be found.
Attaboy! Get your hands up! That's it. That's it. Hands up, man. Hands up. Left and right. Left and right.
Counting down towards the end of the 10th round. 10 seconds to go. Way to block there. And round 10 comes to an end.
Finish this. Keep going.
I'm sure as a trainer, when you get in a spot like this, there's extra emphasis of letting your charge know just what he's capable of pulling off. I look at your scorecard. He's only trailing by a very small margin here in round number 11.
Well, the key right now as a trainer, and you just touched on it, you have to remind your charge, your fighter, of why he's doing it. Things that he understood when it was nice and calm, when everything was very understandable, when he told you in the gym, hey, I want to be champion. You got to remind him of that and say, okay, here's your chance. Here's your moment.
And he just holds on there.
Move your head.
Solid. He didn't see that hook, and now he's seeing stars.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
He gets up after that punch put him down on the canvas.
Now he needs to get on that bicycle and stay away from this guy.
Up.
90 seconds to go in this 11th round.
Move your head.
Tucks those elbows in, blocks the body shot.
Do that again.
Viking Warriors opponent knows exactly what the game plan can be now. That counter punch landed with some success. The Brown Bombers doing exactly what you should to be a strong defensive fighter. You got to block those punches away.
Go, go, go. Back you down.
That is a big right hand after eating one himself.
Unload.
Last 10 seconds of this 11th round. Oh, he took some damage, but he gave some back with the right hand. Viking Warriors last round, a big one. He scored the knockdown. Do you think he's now got the momentum where he can end this fight?
Well, right now, I think he has the confidence where he thinks he can end the fight, and that's where it starts. It starts with anything. Any people out there doing anything, it starts with thinking, believing you can do it.
And now you can see him zoning in on the target with that double jab.
Patience.
Go, go.
Good defensive skill. The Brown Bombers offense has nearly left the building, but that has a lot to do with the fact that he was hurt earlier. He got tagged.
Now he's got to find a way to be defensive, to make sure he survives, clears those cobwebs out a little bit, but he's got to reconnect the offense before it's too late.
Halfway through this 12th and final round.
Come on, baby.
Back to the body.
Use the jab.
Time to bring it home. Final minute of the final round.
Punch.
Come on, baby.
Parries that punch away.
You're not focusing.
Now hugging on the inside.
Tap. Come on.
Ten seconds to go in this, the final round. Well, you should lose your judge's license if you have it any other way but the obvious here, Teddy.
Yeah, if they do that, I want to put those guys on a poster, a wanted poster, that you don't want them.
Here's our ring announcer. Seemed like he was destined to win throughout the fight. Teddy, your scorecard showed that, and the judges agree. Unanimous decision.
Yeah, he was destined to win because he kept using that jab all night long and outworking his opponent.
That does it from ringside. For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. Thanks for being with us.